Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be reacting to, the satisfying downfall of OnlyJayus. JS. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. Anyway, so Internet Anarchist had described this in his description. By the way, this was posted on January 10th, 2025. So it was some time ago, but anyway, OnlyJayus had everything. A TikToker, she was a TikToker slash online influencer could ever dream of, and she could have ever she had everything ever influencer could dream of. But it didn't take long for her to lose it all. This is the downfall of OnlyJayus. Oh, well, I pronounced it right. Hopefully. I hope I did it. Alright, let's get into it.
I hate OnlyJayus. I don't usually say I hate people, but I would pay to slap the shit out of OnlyJayus. Was scrolling through my For You page and OnlyJayus' live came up. I feel like I just got hate crimed. OnlyJayus is one of, if not the most hated creator on TikTok. She has been a constant controversy magnet for the last few years. And while none of these controversies were able to make her lose her audience overnight, they've been slowly chipping away at her online reputation. It's gotten to the point that the only people who talk about her now are the ones who hate her guts. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be examining the satisfying downfall of OnlyJayus, how a mixture of extreme racism, blatant plagiarism, and over-the-top reactions turned her into the punching bag of the Isabella Avila, aka OnlyJayus, started her TikTok account back in 2018. She was working at Best Buy at the time and often recorded her videos without taking off the uniform. When Best Buy found out, they did not like it one bit, resulting in her getting fired from her job.
I was working at Best Buy making videos in my uniform. They found out about it.
Yeah,
not even at work, like before work, after work, just in my uniform. They found out about it, told me to delete the videos or we're gonna fire you. So I deleted the videos and then they fired me.
They fired you anyway?
Yeah, they fired me anyway.
This gave her the push she needed to pursue social media full-time and do everything she could to succeed at it. During this time, she started uploading fun fact and life hack videos that went super viral.
You can tell which one of your friends likes who by just paying attention a little bit more. If you're in a group and something funny happens or somebody tells a joke, people tend to be laughing while looking at the person they like most.
The success of these videos was a massive boost for her TikTok, allowing her to go from just over 100,000 followers in September of 2019 to 1 million followers just a month later. And while her TikTok was doing numbers, she also started a YouTube channel under the same name in October of 2019 and posted her first video titled "God Isn't Real, But Why He Exists." From there, she continued posting a variety of videos, like vlogs and Q&As. But her most popular uploads were the video essays on topics such as hypnosis is real, the meaning of life, and where are the aliens? The audience loved the deep yet entertaining discussion of these fascinating topics from OnlyJayus.
But hypnosis, while it can be described as such, is so much deeper than mind control. It's real and it's not a hoax. The future of hypnosis will be to fully realize the incredible potential of our natural hypnotic abilities. It allows us to open up, relax, change, laugh, and it teaches us to have a little bit more fun.
With one commenter under this video writing, "Please don't stop making these videos. They are so interesting, I love them." What fans didn't know at the time was that these videos were hiding a terrible secret that ended up being a major reason behind OnlyJayus' downfall. We'll get back into this later in the video. Getting back to her rise on social media, she also started posting her popular TikToks on YouTube Shorts after its launch in July of 2021, which directed even more people to her long-form content on YouTube as well as her TikTok page. And as if succeeding on both TikTok and YouTube wasn't enough, she even got hired by Netflix to host a podcast called Know It All in March of 2020.
Hey know-it-alls, remember my riddle from last episode? What is somewhere we've already been and is not here? Shout it out on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Space.
And to top it off, she even received a sponsorship from Tinder.
Here's some easy tricks that might just get you more matches on Tinder.
Put simply, OnlyJayus had everything a TikToker slash online influencer could ever dream of. But it didn't take long for her to lose it all. Fast forward to today, and her career is at an all-time low. Her TikTok account is struggling to clear 100,000 views, despite having over 18 million followers. Most of her recent YouTube videos have terrible like to dislike ratios, and people even created a petition for her to get banned from TikTok, with over 447,000 signatures to date. Which begs the question, what happened? How did a TikToker who makes harmless life hack videos become the most hated person on the platform? As I briefly mentioned earlier, OnlyJayus has been a constant controversy magnet for the last 3 years or so. That said, most of these controversies can be divided into two main categories, the first of which is her extreme racism. OnlyJayus has always presented herself as a wholesome and inclusive person, and that's what her fans believed as well. That is, until February 2021, when TikToker Freak the Gemini posted a video exposing her for the deeply disturbing messages she sent back in 2016.
Everybody here that I love you no matter your sex, your gender, your sexuality, your faith, or your race.
Goofy alert, guess that didn't age well, cause this you. At the bottom, calling someone the hard ER, a word used to oppress black people in my community.
The messages read, "You told yourself to grow up." Oh yeah, totally. Going to high school, college classes, work, and working 7 to 8 plus hours on YouTube is so not hard. Butch, grow up. Let your damn balls drop before you start talking shit to pop on the internet, you bottomless pit of insecurity. Again, autocorrect. You dumb c***. And yes, you're right, the abortion didn't work, which is why my parents hate me and why I've been in foster care for the past 2 years. So congrats on that. Go F yourself, you piece of... I honestly hope your parents get cancer. I hope everyone you love dies, and most of all, I hope Trump gets shot, so your dumbass self gets to live in a world with Clinton as president. While all of these messages were extremely inappropriate and disturbing, they would pale in comparison to her last message, which read, "I'm done talking to a hard R-loving ads hole, have fun with sucking." These messages were allegedly directed at another white creator who was dating a black person at the time. So, instead of using the N-word with a hard R as an insult, she tried to insult the person for loving a black person, which some might argue is even worse.
Here's the thing, she didn't just say the N-word. It's not like she was mouthing it and said the words in a song. There are levels to it. There's the white influencer dancing and then mouthing the words with an A at the end. There's calling someone the N-word. There's calling someone the N-word with a hard R at the end. And then there's calling someone a n***ver. A slur is a slur, but to insult someone for being in a relationship with a black person by calling them a n***ver, it does not get any worse than that.
Admittedly, these messages were from 2016, back when she was 17 years old, so she still had the opportunity to own up to her mistake, make a sincere apology, and vow to never repeat this mistake again. OnlyJayus, however, decided it would be best to make a corporate apology with hollow promises and clearly fake tears.
In my past, I said disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of myself for using racist rhetoric and derogatory language to hurt others, because I knew what that word meant, and I understood the power behind it, but I said it anyway because it was the meanest thing that I could think of, and I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the black community, because only you guys can forgive me for this, and there is no excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better.
Some people did try to defend her, like this one person who wrote, "You asked for an apology, you got an apology. Take the apology." Most saw this whole thing as fake and insincere, with one comment stating, "This is so upsetting. I want to believe she's a good person since I like her content because she has reflected anti-racist rhetoric in past TikToks. But she just keeps digging her grave deeper and deeper. First, she takes a long time to respond to this problem. Then she thinks she can redeem herself by following lots of black creators. And then she makes a response video that looks really quickly thrown together. It's also clear that she hasn't been crying, but rather that's the face of someone who's been having a panic attack. That leaves me to believe she is more worried about her follower count / popularity rather than her quality as a person. She's panicking to save her spotlight, but she's doing all the wrong things. Hopefully she can take a step back and address this properly after she's cleared her head, because I want to see some more of her content. Other creators on TikTok were also calling her out for trying to seem like she was deeply hurt and crying during the video.
Everything I hated about OnlyJayus apology. Number first is the fake crying. I don't know what Miss Little Thing thought she was doing, but she was like, like she was crying when we all know she wasn't. Stop.
Put simply, the whole apology was completely rejected by the internet. Making more videos, crying on camera, and pleading for forgiveness would have only made the situation worse, and OnlyJayus knew about this. So, instead, she tried to show her audience that she was improving as a person.
The first book that I decided to pick up was How to Be Anti-Racist by Dr. Ibram Kendi, and this will push readers that think that they're not racist into being something better.
Regardless of her intentions, this came off as extremely performative, with even Charlie mocking her for posting this video.
You need to buy a book on how not to be racist. You've already failed. I think you're already too far gone.
However, despite the public ridicule, she still had one last chance to redeem herself. You see, near the end of her apology, she promised to collab with more black creators on TikTok as a way to raise awareness on the issue of racism.
So I want to take this time to take a step back and share my platform with some amazing black creators who are going to tell their story to try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language.
After watching this, a black TikToker by the name of Aunt Karen Zero reached out to OnlyJayus, and the two agreed to post videos together in the upcoming days. However, days turned into weeks, and the collab video never got uploaded, leaving fans nothing but confused. Well, as it turns out, OnlyJayus failed to follow through on her end of the bargain, despite making such a big deal out of this in her apology. This made Aunt Karen feel like she was just used for attention, then tossed aside when the controversy lost steam. After getting fed up with the situation, she posted a series of videos on her TikTok publicly calling out OnlyJayus on her behavior.
So this message is for you, OnlyJayus. Now, you become a mutual of mine after your whole N-word debacle. Said you want to collaborate with me. We email, and suddenly you've dropped off the face of the earth. So are black people just tokens for you to use when you're ready to play? Because I can tell you one thing, if you were really truly sorry about what you said, you would not have lied and said you were going to do something you clearly aren't trying to do.
These videos were quickly eroding the little credibility OnlyJayus had left with her audience. But just like before, she still had the opportunity to admit her mistake and show that she meant it by doing the right thing. OnlyJayus, however, had a better idea: to go on a rage-filled rant and blame everything on her ADHD while taking zero responsibility for not following through on her promise.
What are people mad at me for now? Not checking my emails in a timely manner. I wish I was joking. I forgot to respond to an email from this creator that wanted to collab with me, and instead of just hitting me up again, they made 7 videos about it. Can you please leave me the f alone? I have a diagnosed neurological disorder that makes me forget things and procrastinate due to time blindness. I forget to eat for days. I procrastinate sleep for more days. I barely text my family back, and I just had to move apartments because my address got leaked, and you're gonna throw a fit because I didn't make you my priority?
But this wasn't even the end of the controversy. The thing is, people always suspected that OnlyJayus' apology was scripted. That much was clear. But here's where it gets insane. Isabella didn't even write her own apology. Instead, it was ghostwritten by a TikTok user, Just Xander, who later posted a video exposing her lies.
I had someone ghostwrite their apology so that they didn't lose their brand deals.
The person that helped you write the apology is
Mimi, hi. I've already talked about it once before on my channel, but immediately after they confirmed it was true with me over text message, I then tried to help them to the best of my ability while still being extremely angry and frustrated. Helped with a good bit of the apology, especially the part about black creatives. When we were both talking about that part in the apology, I really did think that they would hold up their end of the bargain,
By this point, the backlash against OnlyJayus reached even the most secluded corners of the internet. Both Netflix and Tinder quickly dropped any partnership with her to avoid impacting their brands, and someone even started a change.org petition to get her account banned from TikTok. And while TikTok didn't ban her account, the nearly 450,000 signatures painted a clear picture of the overwhelming backlash directed at her. The only silver lining from this entire controversy is that she hasn't repeated the same mistake since, though I can't say the same for the second major controversy behind her colossal downfall: blatant and continuous plagiarism. It all started in 2020 when she accused TikToker Jonathan Moss of stealing her video about the meaning behind being born in a certain month. She also called him out on Twitter, stating, "TikTok creators should be called out when they copy others' TikTok creators' videos word for word." But as Jonathan showed in his duet, he didn't steal anything from JayUs, and simply used the same article as her to make his video.
I do not own information. I think it's okay for other creators to do fact videos. It literally does not bother me. I just think it's really weird when other big creators think it's okay to copy my video word for word and act like you didn't. Did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on who you are as a person and the things that could possibly happen to you?
Yo, did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on you and the things that can happen to you in your life?
The drama with Jonathan ended rather uneventfully, but it was about to become one of the biggest mistakes of her entire career. You see, the altercation with Jonathan made many of her viewers realize that she was simply copying ideas from elsewhere on the internet and presenting them as her own. So they started digging through her older content, and the amount of blatant plagiarism they found was staggering. Remember her long-form video essays on YouTube that viewers loved? Well, as it turns out, large portions of these essays were straight up copied word for word from Reddit posts or other similar sources, including the very first video she posted on the platform.
I have absolute proof that God does not exist. This proof is absolute, but immaterial. You can't see it or measure it, but it exists. It's beyond comprehension, and thus we should not even question it. It's everywhere at all times. You just need to have faith that it's there and that it's truth. My proof is as real as any god.
In the description of the video, she listed a few sources for her arguments, but completely failed to mention the Reddit post she stole from Bar for Bar, making it seem like she was deliberately hiding her real sources. She took things a step further in her Look at Netflix video, where she plagiarized from 3 different articles, starting with an article from Comparitech.
As of 2020, Netflix users watched an average of 3.2 hours of video per day through the service. That's 6 billion collective hours per month. If we assume that each hour of streaming services use 3 gigabytes of data, this means that we're using around 288 gigabytes per month of Netflix alone. Of course, this is assuming you're using HD video. If you prefer 4K, those numbers are far higher.
Before moving on to Forbes,
Netflix is facing some seriously steep competition with new powerhouses such as Disney Plus and the soon-to-be-launched Apple TV.
and even stealing an entire passage from a post on LinkedIn.
In 2013, Netflix required massive amounts of fast storage and fast networking for streaming. At the time, it had 100 to 150 terabytes per server, which has grown massively since then. Netflix CEO Reese Hastings stated in 2015 that users have streamed 42.5 billion hours of video through the service.
And it wasn't just YouTube videos either. Viewers found that many of her TikToks were also word-for-word recreations of things that already existed on the internet.
Just trying to confirm, everybody's tired all the time, right? No matter how much sleep we get or caffeine we consume, but also we have a lot of trouble even just falling asleep, and we're constantly hungry, but also kind of always nauseous. We're spending every waking moment either working or cleaning, but feeling like nothing ever actually gets accomplished.
By this point, most of her fans were seeing her for what she truly was, a prolific content thief. There was still an argument to be made that she was simply converting text into video format, and that didn't count as stealing. However, this flawed argument quickly falls apart if we consider the fact that Hollywood producers still need an author's permission before adapting their book into a movie. So just because she was changing mediums didn't mean she could copy someone else's work word for word. Well, at least she wasn't stealing other TikTok creators' videos word for word, staying true to the standards she set in her own tweet, right? Sadly, no.
I'm going to be teaching you how to fake your own death.
How to fake your own death.
Immediately start paying off all your debt.
You're also going to want to pay off all your debt.
This ensures that no debt collectors will come looking after you.
It's going to ensure that no debt collectors come looking for you.
No one will report you to the police for unpaid debts.
We're calling the police to try and get their money back.
This wasn't an isolated incident either.
Okay, boom, the bomb exploded, you have to act immediately. First of all, don't look at the flash because it's going to blind.
Boom, the bomb went off, you have to act fast, okay? First things first, don't look at the flash, it'll blind you.
You don't have a chance to get to a shelter. Your safest bet is to lay down face down and cover your head.
If you can't find shelter, your best bet is going to be to lay down on the ground, face down, covering your head and ears.
Fact number 1, Wikipedia articles can be super long, right? Well, did you know that if you replace this word en with simple,
just delete this en dot and type in simple.
It'll simplify the entire article for you.
Wikipedia will dumb it down for you.
Enter the name of your class, file type, and then 2 dots PPT.
And the subject you need to learn about, followed by file type : PPT.
You will find tons of slides and PowerPoints on the subject that you're studying.
And a bunch of different PowerPoint presentations on the subject are gonna pop.
OnlyJayus' blatant thievery was too much for even her most loyal fans to defend, resulting in most of them turning against her. The fact that she did this and earlier called someone out for quote copying her, people who only copy others are not only lazy, they have absolutely no personality. That's why they can only mimic the creativity of others. Neither thing is something to be proud of. Jayus tried to ignore the drama and continued posting like nothing had happened. That is, until she copied from the wrong man. Everyday Alex.
When you get a new job, do just enough to not get fired.
Put in the bare minimum, just enough not to get fired.
And then after about 6 months, or when a new position opens up, make a sudden, drastic change.
In like 6 months or whenever a new position opens up, you're gonna kick it into high gear.
Start coming in early, grind really hard, offer to take work home.
You're gonna come into work early, you're gonna ask to bring like work home.
And Alex posted a video calling her out, to which she immediately responded by stating, "This guy's claiming I stole his content, but we used the same Reddit page and read off of it. I'm just gonna ignore it because honestly, it's kinda silly." She was likely hoping that this would be enough to satisfy her viewers and prevent Alex from taking this issue any further. However, Alex wasn't backing out this easily, so he posted a response in which he promised to pay $10,000 to charity if anyone could find the Reddit post Jayus was talking about.
OnlyJayus stole one of my TikTok videos. I have the proof on my page. I called her out, she denied it, and said this, that we both got the idea from the same Reddit post. I am offering $10,000 to charity right now if she can send me the Reddit post. And if any of you on the internet can find the Reddit post, I'll give you $1,000 and we'll donate the other $9,000 to a charity of your choice.
After learning about Alex's challenge, Jayus claimed that she had screenshotted the original post on her phone many years ago and hosted a live stream to find it live. And after stumbling around on her phone for a bit, she actually found the screenshot that matched her video script. But before she could claim her victory, Alex posted a series of videos showcasing how she faked the whole thing.
I actually haven't even sat down and found the screenshot yet.
Oh really? Because the Reddit thread is bookmarked.
Shows how much my number.
Fake scrolling.
There's gotta
you know
be
where
well
it is.
Over, like, I found the screenshot. It's this one. And I took this screenshot March 20th, 2020.
The date thing is meaningless. Here's a fake post we made, and this is how easy it was for us to change the date. We used a program to check for modification, and you can see here the result is looks like computer generated or modified.
However, things got even crazier when Alex did a bit more digging and found the real truth.
We found how she got the rest of the screenshot. It turns out you can search Reddit for recent deleted posts. We used the script in the screenshot and saw that she commented it. She commented it on a different subreddit where she thought nobody would see, and then deleted it so that she had the convincing looking thing for her screenshot. She actually posted it twice because there's some typos in the first one. And then she changed the date on the screenshot, which you can do easily.
Alex also pointed out that the screenshot she claimed to have taken in 2020 had a resolution of 1290 by 2796 pixels. And the only iPhone that had that display was the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which was released in late 2023. So unless she received an early sample of the 15 Pro Max from Apple 3 years before its launch, the screenshot was clearly taken more recently. At this point, Jayus realized that there was nothing that she could do to deny the truth anymore, so she simply ignored Alex and went back to stealing videos from other creators.
A slur is a slur, but to insult someone for being in a relationship with a black person by calling them a nigger lover?
And while saying extremely racist stuff as a teen and stealing content from others is bad, it's still not bad enough to make her the most hated person on TikTok. After all, there are literal PDF files on TikTok and other platforms that deserve a lot more hate from the internet. So why did OnlyJayus become the recipient of so much backlash from every corner of the internet? The answer to that can be explained by this comment on YouTube, which reads, "The amount of time she's been exposed is a world record. In other words, she's been involved in so many controversies over the last 3 years that even people who've never watched her videos know her as a content thief who said the N-word with the hard R. This, combined with her over-the-top reactions to drama,
They made 7
have turned her into the perfect target for hate on the internet, to the point that she would be criticized no matter what she does. Like when she posted this video about getting a free wallet by following a service dog.
If a service dog ever approaches you but they're alone, that means that their owner is in trouble and they probably can't move, so you should follow him, because you'll get a free wallet.
This was clearly a joke that has been circulating on the internet for decades, but when JS posted this video, the internet lost its collective mind, with everyone from her viewers to disabled creators calling her out for how insensitive and dangerous this video was.
Why do able-bodied people think they can make jokes at disabled people's expense? Especially because I know you think that's a joke, but there's people who will take that seriously and actually do that to a disabled person. And as somebody with a service dog who's trained to go get somebody if I have a seizure, I'd be devastated if somebody was such a shitty person to steal my stuff when I'm unconscious and having a medical emergency.
Some people did try to defend her video, like this one person who stated, "I'm sure she's an awful person or whatever, but I gotta say the joke about service dogs, and I say this being blind and a crippled person and working with a lot of blind people is not offensive. It's the kind of humor we tell each other all the time. I'm so effing sick of people telling disabled people how to feel about jokes and words, like we're not perfectly capable of knowing how we feel and speaking for ourselves. Honestly, out of everything that JS got called out for, that's the one thing that was genuinely just idiotic. The rest all seem pretty fair to me." Another commenter shared a similar sentiment, writing, "As a physically disabled person, people should always lighten up about dark humor. It was clearly a joke, and anybody who would be genuinely swayed to pickpocket from a TikTok are predisposed to heinous acts anyway." However, the backlash against this video was intense enough to drown out any support, adding another entry to a long list of controversies, which, in turn, made her even more despised on the internet. Unfortunately for OnlyJayus, she has no one to blame but herself for the complete destruction of her reputation. She has been trying to fix the issue by doing things like deleting comments, however, she won't be making a comeback through comment moderation anytime soon. The only options left for her are either to quit right now, or continue posting and slowly fade into internet obscurity forever. Of course, she can always try to start another controversy to increase her viewership, but I wouldn't recommend that. Another creator who completely destroyed their reputation was Nuz Daily. Click the video on screen to find out how.
Wow, that's crazy. That's honestly really crazy though. But yeah. Yeah, no, Nas Daily created he had a controversy because he was like he went to the Philippines. There was a lot of controversies he had, but one of the first ones that he had was, so he went to the Philippines and went to this person, part of this like tribe, who was like, and in this tribe there was this lady who is the oldest person to do like tattoos. Anyway, he posted a video about it, and in that video he put in the description saying, "Oh yeah, now you can see, like, learn how to do these tattoos," or yeah, I mean, and yeah, there was a whole bunch of controversy of that. If you guys want me to make a whole video about it, let me know, comment down below. I mean, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, homies.